Hello, my name's Rob, and this is Egyptian Deities, Occult Balloonology. This is not to say that this was a type of balloonology invented by Egyptian deities, it's simply that they are used within it. You may have seen some of the other balloonology videos I've done, voodoo balloonology and satanic balloonology. This is sort of like this, yeah? What this is a way of using modelling balloons and balloon sculptures for occult purposes. So these aren't, when they're made, they're not simply normal balloon models. What they are is talismans. Now you may wonder what the purpose of this is. Well, quite honestly, balloon models are still very cheap. If you go to a magic shop or a joke shop, or you order them online, the chances are you'll probably get a full bag of 100 modelling balloons for £5.50, so they're very cheap. And this is a modelling balloon, yeah? It may look like an ordinary sausage balloon, but it's not. It's actually thicker. For this reason, you don't want to blow it up like that. It can actually cause injury if you do that. This means that in this video you'll be learning balloonology and occultism at the same time. And this is another way of pushing it forward. This hasn't just pushed forward occultism, it's also pushed forward balloonology, because basically this is still new ground. Yeah, it's still very new ground. Although this doesn't have to just be done for yourself, for occult purposes. You could also do it as a performance if you wanted to, although it would really need to be for adults. Okay, I know a lot of modelling balloons you will see people doing it will be for kiddies. This stuff really isn't for kiddies, yeah? This is serious occultism. Now, the first thing we'll use, like I said, is a balloon pump and the modelling balloon. They come in all sorts of different colours, yeah? It's not always practical to pick the right colour for what, so just use any colour. That's generally the tradition with balloon modelling, is that you just pick any colour, yeah? And first one I'll talk about is Akka. Akka is an Egyptian deity, and he's very, very important to us because he's a gateway, okay? He's all symbolises life and death, because basically to die you've got to pass through Akka, that's the idea. Because he symbolised the gateway that leads to the Egyptian deities. All of the Egyptian deities come through Akka, yeah? Akka is thought of and was symbolised as a lion's mouth, which is quite useful for us actually, because that's the type of shape that is very good for summoning things through, yeah? And that's what we'll be using Akka for, to summon things through. And also, of course, he's symbolised a sun disk with a lion at either side. But the older form was simply a lion's mouth, and that's the sort of shape we use for gateway entities, a loop, yeah? So what we need to do first is to blow the balloon. You can stretch it a bit if you want. Stretch it like that. As I said, it's good to use a balloon pump. I wouldn't try to blow them up, I really wouldn't. And let's be honest, there's no benefit from it. And you can actually get injured doing that. So instead, just do this and just, see, I blow them up like that. Now I'm going to blow this one right the way at the end, yeah? So you can see it there. Sometimes the balloons come out curved, sometimes they don't. It doesn't really matter for this one, yeah? You can make them curved if you need them to. Okay, so blow that up there to the end, yeah? Now, removing the balloon pump, put that in the pocket. Now what you need to do now is to let some air out, because otherwise you won't be able to tie the end, yeah? And I'll show you how to do that. I know a lot of people have problems tying balloons. There is an easy way, okay? First, you let the air out here, just a little bit, because you have to have enough that you can wind it around the finger so it loops round. But a little bit more than that. See, it loops round the finger, but not quite. Let some more out. And then, you see, when it's looped round, we stick it through the middle part. Needs a little bit more air out. And it goes round, and then we push it through. If you push it through like that, I'll do it again. It goes round, and push it through, and then you can take it off your finger, and you've got a knot. Okay? Now, what we're going to make here is similar to a fish. And it's the simplest balloon model you can make is a fish. And you just take them and you twist. What we do is a little bit different. We take it here, so we've got more space. And you have to squeeze it a little bit and then you twist. Yeah, but instead of doing it like that, we'll leave it like that. And that is a symbol for Akka. Now, I've got to be honest, at the moment, this is not really of any use. We have to empower this. And to empower this, we use water. What we're going to do is we're going to make a type of magic water. To make magic water generally, you have to got two ways. One way is you use salt, one way you don't. Okay. The way you use salt is you say a prayer, because it's the same as making holy water as it is to make magic water or demonic water. Well, you say a prayer or chant above the salt, and then you add a little bit of salt in the water and it dissolves. Right, we're not going to use that method because this is rubber, plastic, yeah? And salt will corrode it. Now, we just don't need that. It may not cause it to burst straight away, but we really don't need to take the chance, okay? So what we do instead is a second method, where you just say a prayer or chant above the water. So we need a cup of water. This is a cup of water. Now what you need to do here is just to say the word Akka above the water, Akka, but you don't say it once. The best thing to do is to chant it for 5 minutes. So you'd say Akka, 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 okay? I won't do it for 5 minutes because I've already done it. This water's already empowered. And what you do is just dip our finger in there, okay? I'll get rid of the water now. What we do is we run this round the inside. All the way around, the water has to go all the way around the inside. And that little bit there, right? So what we've done now is we've empowered the inside. That makes this into a gateway. This is Akka. Akka is the gateway. We can now use this to summon things through, okay? The way to do this would certainly be to ask things to come through and say, I won't do this. We'll say, you know, blah, 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 whatever God you want, come through the gateway. That's what you do, okay? I won't do that because I don't really want things flying around all over the place. And that's Akka. I'm now going to talk about Horus. Horus is a very powerful Egyptian deity in charge of sky, kingship, war. In fact, Horus lost an eye when he was fighting his brother Set, and that's important to us because we can then make the Eye of Horus talisman out of balloons. And it's actually quite simple, okay? You're going to need to get a balloon. Okay. Again, this is a modelling balloon. This is a 260. All of the balloon models here use 260 size modelling balloons. But that's the standard size, okay? That's the size of an astral modelling balloon that you're going to get. And like I said, you can get them in magic shops. And I mean, I don't mean occult magic, I mean trick shops and joke shops and online, and you can get them in supermarkets some places. Now what we need again is the balloon pump. And we're going to pump this up. And I'm going to show you how to make the Eye of Horus. Now again, you see I'm blowing this up. This time again you need to blow it basically all the way up again. So that means that that little floppy bit at the end will become completely blown up. Right, see? Now, see we've got this here. We have to let some of the air in. Because we have to tie the knot. If we can't tie the knot, we have a problem. See, we're a little bit out there. So we've got a little bit more air we need out. Okay, and then still a little bit more. And then see, I go around here, and then I'll push it through, and then you can just roll it off and you have the knot. Now what we do with this here, see I want to show you the length of it. See it's that sort of shape there. When you go about this far along, I want you just to squeeze and then do that. And then we do it again. And then we see what we do then is we twist that and we have that. That is going to be the iris of the Eye of Horus. Now what you do then is to double this bit over. But don't, when we're going to cross this, don't cross it there, cross it there. Because that represents Horus is the teardrop of his eye. So all you do is squeeze and twist. Squeeze and twist, see? And then what we're left with, we put that right, is that shape. Put this right to there. And what we got there is the Eye of Horus, yeah? There'll actually be another thing, you can put it that way around if you want as well. Yeah, and that's the Eye of Horus. But as it is, it doesn't really have the full power, even like that. What we want is we need to empower it. And to do this, we'll be using our Akka talisman, the balloon talisman that we made. If you remember, we already empowered this one. This one was empowered with putting water in the inside that we had charged up. Now we're not going to empower this one the same way, and the reason is we don't need to, because we have this. So what we do is simple. We simply place that there. And we simply say, Horus, come through the gateway, come through Akka, come through the gateway into this blue balloon, the Eye of Horus. Now it's important you see this while intending it to work, because it is your intent and knowing which balloon it's to go into that will make it work. Okay? Horus, come through the gateway, come through Akka into the balloon. Horus comes through the gateway and is in the balloon. This is now empowered with the power of Horus. This is the symbol of Horus. Now, these may look similar, but they're very different. This is Akka, this is Horus. If you have problems, you may want to label them, or put a label near them will probably be easier. Yeah? And that way you can separate the two and you know which one is which. I'm going to talk about Set. Set is the brother of Horus, and Set is a very powerful god. He is the one that took out Horus's eye, which incidentally was replaced. And Set has what would best be described as a canine type head. It's not exactly a dog or something like that. It's not easy to identify. People just call it the Set animal, but it's obviously a canine type animal. And Set has power over deserts, war, evil, chaos, things like that. And so what do we make Set? We're going to just make a poodle. Again, we need a modelling balloon. This is a 260, a standard modelling balloon, and we need the balloon pump. This time, however, see, we'll roll this on here. This time, however, we will not blow it all the way up. Yeah, it's best not to do that. In fact, this is a very interesting balloon model anyway. It's the one that people use the most. In fact, sometimes I see people selling standard poodles like this. You know, I very much doubt if that had anything to do with Set, but who knows. And what you do is just blow it up like that. Blow it a little bit further than you think you need. Okay, because we're going to need to let some air out. So you see there we have a little bit at the end. Okay, here's the balloon here, and here's the end. Again, as before, we're going to let some air out. Because if you don't, you just don't have enough this end to tie it. It's just as simple as that. You need to have enough to tie the balloon. A little bit more. This also depends on how big your fingers are. There you go, and that's tied. Now, I'm going to make the head of a poodle. See, when you do this, you twist, you pull and push and twist, and then you do that 3 times. So you go like this and you twist, and then you have to hold that like that, and you twist the second one, and then you double it. See, this one double that like that. Can you see that? And then you just squeeze and twist. You see, you put them two together, and you have that, which is your head. That's your head there. And then what you need to do is you need to create the 2 front paws, which is done similar to that. You just squeeze and twist, and then you do it again, and then you double it over. So you've got the 2 like that, and then we just go, and then you end up with 2 front paws. We have to create the 2 back paws, and we'll just go like this, and then we twist that a little bit, and we end up with that, which is a poodle, okay? And that's what we've got there. That is what we're going to use to represent Set. But at the moment, this is not Set. This is just a balloon poodle. To do that, we have to empower it. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to use Akka. And we've got the Akka talisman. Remember, we empowered this one, and this is the one which is to be Set. And empowering this is the same as we did with Horus. We just place it there, and we just go, Set, come through Akka, come through the gateway. Set, come through. And be within this balloon, this poodle. Set, come through the gateway, come through the gates into this poodle. Set comes through the gates and is within the poodle. So it is and will be. And it is that simple. I am now going to talk about the Egyptian deity Foss. Okay? Foss is a god of wisdom. There's a big list of things. A god of wisdom, knowledge, scribes, things like that. One thing he's also in charge of is actually magic. That means you can basically use him for anything, which means he's very, very useful to us. To make Foss is difficult. We're going to make a simple way to make it because it's very complicated. There's no real easy thing that we can use to make as a talisman. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to blow this up. We're going to make it curved because Foss has a curved bill. So what you do is now you put it in your mouth. Try not to bite through it. Best of it sit on the end. You're seeing, as I pull it, it bends it slightly. You see, we don't even have to put the end in. I think we will go take that a bit further in here. See, what we got is quite a nice curved balloon. Yeah, difficult to see, but it's quite curved. And again, we need to tie the end. Let some air out. Sweetie noise again. Okay, and now see, I double this round and through. See, it goes round, and then you put it. You got more here still, and then you put it through there to get the knot. Now the advantage of this talisman is you've already done it, basically. It needs to be empowered. It still has to be empowered with the power of Foss. And so to do this, we're going to use the Akka talisman. We now come back to our old friend, the Akka talisman, the one we empowered. All we need to do again is to put this through here, and we just need to call Foss through. Foss, come through Akka. Come through the gateway into this green balloon. Foss, come through the gates. Come through the gateway and would be within the green balloon that represents you. Foss comes through the gateway and is within the balloon. So it is and will be. We now have all of the talismans that we need. We've got Akka, we've got Horus, we've got Set, and we've got Foss. And these, of course, will all help to give you power. But what you can do is you can do different things with them. You can use this, the Akka, to summon anything through that you want, anything at all. You can simply, if you wanted, for instance, the Occult, which are Cook and Coquette, Hu and Hoyt, Amon, Amonette, and Hu and Hoyt, you could simply ask them to come through, command them to come through here, and they would be here, and you could send them back. Now, when you destroy this, which at some point you will, don't just pop it, you have to cut it. You have to sever it there, so that it is no longer a gateway, or you'll find that things will keep coming through. But these other ones are useful as well. If you want something from Set, and remember, Set represents all magic, all you have to do is to ask it. If you want something from this, just ask it. We'll say, Set, I don't know, what should I have? I want more money. That's always a good thing. That's all I need to do. You know, you do it a bit longer, you could say, Set, great powerful God, I ask that you give me now more money, send money in cash to me. Okay, it's always a good thing to have. You could do that. The Iron Horse is protective. It's quite honestly, you could ask that for protection. You can say, Horus, I ask that you protect me from all evil. And there you've got that. Foss is for all magic. So you've basically got some very powerful talismans there. And that is how you do Egyptian Deities Balloonology.